Before Redis, there was another king. In 2003, a tool called Memcached began quietly holding up the internet, caching data in RAM for LiveJournal, then Facebook, then almost everyone. It did one job with absolute focus. 6 years later, a challenger arrived. And today, job postings, interviews, and system designs mostly say one name, and it is not Memcached. This is the story of that fight. Why one of them won the internet, and the surprising ways the loser is still better. Start with what made Memcached great. It is a cache in the purest sense. You give it a key and a blob of bytes, it holds them in memory, and it hands them back fast. That is the entire feature list, and the simplicity is the point. Memcached spreads its work across every CPU core in the machine, evicts old entries without drama, and treats every byte as disposable. Restart it, the cache is empty, and that is fine, because a cache, by philosophy, should be something you can lose. A minimalist vending machine labeled Memcached, with a single slot taking a key and returning a plain sealed box of bytes, with 4 engine pistons labeled CPU cores pumping underneath. Then 2009 happened. Redis arrived, and it refused to treat values as sealed boxes. A value could be a list, a set, a hash, a sorted set, a living structure you could reach into and command. Suddenly, the cache could also be a queue, a session store, a rate limiter, a leaderboard ranking 10 million players in one command. And Redis broke the disposability rule too. Snapshots and an append-only log meant it could survive a restart. Replicas and automatic failover meant it could survive a dead server. It was not just a cache anymore. It was a data platform that happened to be fast. A large Swiss Army knife labeled Redis, unfolding tools labeled list, hash, sorted set, queue, leaderboard, and persistence, towering next to the small, single-slot Memcached machine. That's why the defaults flipped. Engineering teams looked at their architecture and realized one Redis deployment could replace a cache here, a queue there, a session store somewhere else. Fewer moving parts, one tool to learn, one service to operate. When a tool solves 5 problems adequately and 1 problem brilliantly, it beats a tool that solves 1 problem perfectly. That's how Redis won the internet, not by being a better Memcached, but by making the comparison unfair. But here's the part most articles skip, and it starts with a quiz. Memcached uses every CPU core in the machine. Redis executes commands on essentially a single thread. So for plain caching, which one is faster? Pause and guess. The honest answer is that for pure gets and sets, Memcached can genuinely push more throughput per machine. And that's exactly why giants like Facebook kept fleets of it for years. But the twist is that a single Redis thread is so absurdly fast that your network usually becomes the bottleneck first. The performance war is mostly a tie. The real differences are elsewhere. A drag race between a car labeled Memcached with 4 engines and a car labeled Redis with 1 glowing engine, both slamming into a wall labeled network limit at the same time. So when does the old king still deserve the crown? When you need exactly one thing, a huge, dead simple, disposable cache of plain values, and you want maximum throughput per box with the fewest knobs to turn. Memcached is smaller, simpler, and harder to misuse. But if you need structures, persistence, replication, or any of the toolbox, or you simply want one default answer that covers whatever comes next, you choose Redis, like most of the industry quietly did. So, here's the whole battle in one line. Memcached is a perfect cache. Redis is a fast everything. The internet chose everything. And if you want to see what everything actually means, the ring of replicas, the diary that survives power cuts, and the leaderboard in one command, we sketched all of it from scratch in a 5-episode Redis series. It's on the channel, waiting for you.